Hello and welcome to the Car Care channel, and welcome to a very happy moment, at least for me. Folks, I sold my 2022 Toyota Camry. I actually sold it to my nephew, who I'm really proud of him. His parents are helping him buy the car, and I'm glad that my beloved Camry is staying in the family. But to replace it, I bought a type of car that I buy for the first time. And without further ado, here's the new car that I bought. As I briefly talked about in the previous video, we talked about the Tundra engine and everything that's going on with it. I bought a 2024 Toyota Tundra. Not any Tundra, and this is the reason I ended up going with the Tundra. And in this video, I'll walk you through it. We'll do a few customizations here and there. And also, I'll share with you why I ended up buying this car, in case you're shopping around and thinking about it and debating everything. I'll share with you my thought process, and just heads up at the beginning, because I am new kid on the block when it comes to full-size trucks. I will call it car across this video. Car is a vehicle. I understand this is a truck, and some truck owners will be very critical of that. Forgive me. Without further ado, let us walk around the truck. This is a limited edition 1794. This is number 1349 out of 1500. And when we get to the interior, you'll see why I bought this specific one. I was initially after a TRD Pro. It is my favorite one, but when I saw this, I just couldn't pass it up. So something about the 1794 limited edition, it has a grille from a capstone. I feel like this is the part special, except the inside. It has a grille from a capstone, but the chrome is blacked out, which I really like. I think it has a very cool look. And equally to the cool look, there is the uncool stuff about Toyota. Toyota, you gotta fix this stuff, please. The paint on this is not great. Every single one we've reviewed, we've talked about this, and this is no exception. It is really not good, and I try to not look at it every day, but it is there. This panel is not really painted well. Moving on from that, this panel is also not painted very well. We're not gonna get in too much to it. You guys watch the review, you know my opinion on this. So this has the TRD Pro suspension. So it has the Fox shocks, it is lifted, it has these wheels that I love that they say Heritage Toyota. But otherwise, everything is normal. It does have the limited edition badges. I really like this, the way that, like I don't know how you'd call it, the pattern that they have inside the 1794. I really like that. I think it's pretty cool. Fortunately, this does have the panoramic sunroof, which I really dislike. I wish we don't have that. Then we come to the back. Same thing. This panel is paint quality is not. Quality needs to be better, Toyota. Gotta say that as an owner now, not just somebody reviewing a car. I mean, they still haven't fixed the seal. It just popped up here. It doesn't sit right, and you have this crease here. And these are the things that, unfortunately, they haven't fixed with the Tundra, and they really need to, because the prices of these things are not cheap. And what was, I don't want to get too much into it, because we're going to talk about this a little bit, but the prices are a little all over the place. Both ways. We'll talk about it a little bit. But one thing unique about this truck, which I really love, is the bed is different. It has 1794 limited edition stamped in it, which I really like. And then it has the auto step on the side. And the biggest thing for me and my family, because this is going to be our primary car, we're going to use it for the shop and everything, and that's why we bought it, but it's also going to be used to haul my family around, so my kids can't get into this. So we have the automatic steps. I don't like the steps that are always there. And let me leave this so you guys can see this. I like the automatic ones because they pop out, they're really helpful, but then when you don't want them, they just kind of disappear and it has a clean look. I really like that. What I dislike is the accessories that I had to be stuck with, because this was already made and I just ran into it. Tell you the story how I found it. I don't like door edge guards because I feel like they interrupt the body line, but they're here, and if you pull them out, they'll actually scratch the paint. That's the one thing about them that is not good. But let's look at the most important part of this purchase, which is the reason why I decided to go with this one. Let's look at the interior. Folks, this is the reason why I bought this truck. This interior. See, Toyota will always make special editions and all that, and all they do is just bolt on parts and let's go. This one, though, there's something truly unique. The leather on the seats. It may on camera look like any other leather from a 1794. Folks, this interior is made by Saddleback. If you're not familiar with Saddleback, you need to be. They are a leather company out of Texas. I mean, their craftsmanship is incredible. And this is not leather meant for a car, not leather, you know, semi-in-line Lexus leather like the capstone. No, this is leather meant for bags and wallets and stuff that are really going to get wear on them. I just can't get over the smell that it has and how this truck smells. I wish we were standing right next to me and you would experience the same thing. The level of quality and craftsmanship in this leather is unbelievable. I think Lexus doesn't even have this style, and here it is in a truck. Not only is this leather very unique because it's real leather, it's genuine leather, it is very durable if you take care of it, and definitely we're planning to do that. But beyond that, let's talk about my thought process when I bought this truck. Look, we have all the engine problems and all that, and we addressed that in the video prior, so we're not going to get too much into that. But I'll tell you, I looked at the Tundra. The Tundra usually is not the best truck from a truck function point in the bunch. It's midpoint. It's not the top. It's not the worst. It is midpoint. It's always been that way. But the cool thing about the Tundra is people usually buy them because they're reliable and they have usually no gimmicks. This truck, on the other hand, what I love about it the most is it has a lot of features, but the important stuff are still touch button, which I like. You can shut off the screen and you can still drive your truck. The gauge screen, it kind of came with it. I would invite it just regular gauges, and that's fine. The biggest thing I really dislike is this panel sunroof. I really dislike it, and I wish it's cool when you open the thing and it kind of lights up the whole thing. And you guys know my views on sunroofs. I don't like them at all. This one unfortunately comes with it. My kids love it, but I don't. That's why I don't think I'll ever open it. It'll just stay like that. The most I'll do is just open the shade, and that's about it. But going back to the truck choice, we need a truck for the shop. We transfer engines, we haul cars here and there, and I needed a work truck, basically. There's something that doubles as a work truck and a nice place to be to take the family out and do what we need to do as a family. I'm not really into off-roading. I don't think this will ever go off-road. If we ever need to one day, it's more than capable, but that was not the main purpose. I bought it as a dual daily driver and truck when we need it to the shop. So I went and drove the big three. This was the big part of my decision. I drove a 25 Ram Tungsten with the new Hurricane. I love that thing. I mean, the way how smooth it is and how capable it is as a truck, it is very impressive. But the new Hurricane engine and Chrysler's reputation, or Dodge, Ram, however you want to call them, they don't have the biggest reputation for reliability. And then it's no longer a V8. It's an inline six. It's a pretty complicated inline six, pretty high strung. And I even looked at the diesels. I think the diesels were way overkill for what we need. I don't need a 2500, for example. So that was kind of, I really like that thing, how it drives, how nice it is. Expensive though. It's a lot more expensive than this. And then I drove an F-150. I was not impressed at all. It just doesn't rhyme with what I want. I drove a Silverado. It has a V8 and it has cylinder deactivation. Let's just say one thing: I'll never buy a car with cylinder deactivation. Trucks don't get good gas mileage. This one doesn't. Being a hybrid, it doesn't. So that's not going to happen. So I came back to the Tungsten. I mean, I was really impressed by that one. But then I keep coming back to the Tundra. The reason being is I work on Toyota and Lexus exclusively at my shop. This is all we do. And I'd rather drive something that I'm familiar with, even though it may end up having an issue with the engine or not. I hope not. You know, we talked about it in the video, but at least I'm familiar with it. And when I saw this interior, I initially went to look at a a Platinum, and then I looked at a Capstone. Capstone, I think it is a ridiculous trim. Sorry if you own one, but why is there white leather on the inside? I mean, I went to look at a brand new one with 2 miles. The leather was already dirty. It just doesn't make sense. Why is that? It was dirty here. It's like, it's white, of course. And I thought it was a little overpriced for what it is. It doesn't do anything special, really. And I looked at a Platinum, but then I saw this one. I'm like, oh, I really like that one. Why is it higher than the rest of the trucks? Of course, TRD Pro is very hard to find. And they're like, it's a limited edition. I'm like, that's a limited edition? Why is it sitting on the lot? It's like, well, it's sitting on the lot. I'm like, is it like ordered for somebody that didn't want it? No, just sitting on the lot. So $1349 is my number. It's actually stamped on the dash. I think it's truly unique. It was just a no-brainer. And the best part is because of the whole recall, and actually they're producing a lot of Tundras. All dealerships have decent stock of Tundras. The price was not MSRP. It was a lot less than MSRP. It was a huge discount off MSRP. I mean, at that point, it's like, yeah. Because the Tungsten I looked at was $96,000. This was a lot. This was way too much. And it's like, at that point, yeah, no. Although they are discounting them heavily as well. All trucks seem to have huge discounts. Always been the case. Tundra never, but now it is because of everything. But I really like this. I think what's unique about this is that they did something truly special. Not just slap a badge there and put a few bolt-ons. This leather is what's special about it. But let me show you what's really cool, what Saddleback did on this. In case you haven't seen one of these, look at this. This is the coolest thing ever. I really like this. It's not the most functional thing, I have to admit, but I'm also a person that never puts stuff here. I've never put stuff in my car here because I think anything you put here, you forget and you'll never use again. I think it's nice for storage, I suppose, but yeah, I don't like that. And all equally, they have it here as well. And there is some goodies that come with the car. I'll show you a little picture of the bag that it comes with, but let me come around and show you the rest of the stuff, which is kind of nice. So you get this carrying bag, which I did end up putting my owner's manual in. But the cool thing is these bags are stamped with your number. So this is a bespoke bag to this truck. You lose it, you can't actually buy these anymore. And that's the cool thing about it. And same thing with, there's another like little pouch. I put the first aid kit here. This one is also numbered here. actually, no. One of them is not numbered for some reason. I think it is this one. Yes. This one is not numbered. It just has a little logo on it. And then there's the spare tire one. I don't want to pull it out, but it's the same thing. And then, let's put this back together. Yeah, this first aid kit, folks, never pay for a first aid kit for a car. They usually all get expired and never work. Per my video a long time ago, I leave the owner's manual somewhere else, usually in the trunk, but in this case here, because you just don't want to put it in the glove box to take all the space. This interior is why I bought this truck. Folks, listen, people are really concerned about the whole engine stuff and all that. I happen to be fortunate enough to own a shop that we build engines. We do work on Toyota and Lexus exclusively. If the engine goes, I'll just take care of it. It's not the end of the planet really for me, because the labor time is really what makes things go, and I'll catch it early enough if it was the case. We're hoping it's not. We'll take care of it and whatnot. But I really thought this interior was truly special, and I appreciate that they did something special. They really need to work on their quality though. The little stuff, there's a creak on the door that when you crank up the radio a little bit, you'll hear it. Maybe we'll make a video about fixing that one day. And some of the seals, some of the fit and finish, they could really work on that. I think that is a problem. 2 years into it, little stuff like that go unfixed. They need to work on this stuff. But I am very, very happy with my choice. This is something about it that it was a big debate about the whole recall and the engine stuff. But in the end, I feel like I need the truck. We needed things. I mean, we've already used this. It's not even broken in. Didn't tow with it, but we've already used it to transport stuff for the shop. So I need a truck. We're gonna buy it. It has warranty. If it's out of warranty or something happens, well, I own a shop that repairs cars, so I don't think that's gonna be a problem. And with that, there are a few things about this video that will just heads up. When we first got the truck, I had to do some accessories. So we actually filmed the part where I put the accessories on because we needed them. And in case you notice, the scene have changed, things have kind of doesn't make sense in the chronicle order of this video. Let's go install some accessories that are much needed, but just know we're going back in time a little bit when I first actually got the truck. But here is the plan for today. Let's go back to the bed. I've never owned a truck this big, and this has the spray-on bed liner. And the main purpose for this truck, we're not really going to do a lot of towing with this, but we're going to use the bed. It's not the longest bed, it's not the biggest bed, but this is more than enough for us. We're going to be putting a lot of stuff here, and I need to protect this a little bit better, something that I can remove easily and replace. And then I need a tonneau cover because this is just wide open. The other day we went to get some stuff in, and it's like, it was raining. It's like, where do we put the stuff? We just got this big truck and now we can't even. This GX would have been better. But I want to put the tonneau cover, and I want to experiment with this. Dash cams are all over the place. You can buy a dash cam for 20 bucks if you want to. But Toyota actually sells a very overpriced dash cam. For the sake of testing and kind of just seeing, is it even worth it? I bought one for this and we're going to install it. Wouldn't hurt. Let's check it out, see how it does, and is it worth its ridiculous high price. So without further ado, let's get the tonneau cover in here, and it has the automatic step. I even forgot that part. I actually like that. And you pop the, comes out. I mean, if it was manual, I would have been totally fine with it as well, but you know, I just got up here just to see the tonneau cover, and we have a cicada here, and I'm trying to get her out. I just noticed something that, what's going on, Toyota? What happened here? I guess I'm gonna have to take the camera and show you. So usually cars here will have a run channel just like this that goes up and goes all the way across. What happened here? We don't have a run channel, and this looks extremely horrible, the finish on it. And just look at this here. It's kind of a, and the same thing on the other side. What happened here? I mean, this one is completely different than the other side. I mean, I guess it'll work. Nobody will see it, but yeah, and this is the worst thing. I wish I could option this truck without this thing. Giant opening in the roof. If you've seen the other video, you'll know why. I really dislike the panel. I don't think I'll ever use this. Just, I don't like big openings in the roof. But I thought I'd share this with you because I just noticed this. That looks terrible, but what are you gonna do? So here's what I want to do. We're gonna put a mat here because we're gonna be putting stuff, and I want something movable, replaceable. I wanted to buy the original one because I remember the original ones used to be nice. It's on back order. I mean, a truck that just came out 2 years ago, parts are on back order already. That's not good. So I went with a company called WeatherTech. If you don't know this company, they're a local company. They're literally 20 minutes from the shop, their factory. Not a sponsor or anything. I think they make good products. That's why I buy them with my own money. We bought the floor mats from them because this has special floor mats that I wanted to kind of protect, and we're going to be getting in and out of it with the shop clothing, whatever. So I bought the mat from them as well. So I think it would be a good idea to put the mat before we put the tonneau cover, which is original from Toyota. I also saw the one that they had. I just wanted an original one. Let's see how it looks. I've never put a tonneau cover in one of my own personal cars, so maybe we'll test it out and see how it holds up. Let's put the mat first. Okay. I think we need to. We get the right mat. Well, there's one way to find out. Oh, this is the bottom. They have these little bumps.
Oh, this goes up in the back.
Well, there's one way to find out. Should we roll it? I think let's roll it on the ground and see. Let me see. Oh, there's something here. There's a little gift. Supplies needed. What is this? Folks, close your eyes and ears because we may have to read the instruction manual. Attention. For installing tech hold ball socket retention device must be installed for at least 12 hours prior to driving the vehicle. Wait a second. I was hoping we would just throw this on there. Now we have to glue this. And they don't. Oh yeah, they give you the glue. Well, here's what I'm gonna do. And WeatherTech, you're gonna have to excuse us. I don't want to glue stuff on my new truck. So we're just gonna put this and hope for the best. Because I am not gonna be driving with this truck with the bed open. That's something. So they want you to glue the anchors. So it would anchor this thing so it wouldn't slide. But how is it going to slide with the bed open, with the bed closed? I don't know. I guess we're going to find out. So I think this is actually that side. The best part is they don't even have an opening for this anchor that I'm noticing right now. Oh, here it is. On the side, maybe? No? No, maybe not.
So then we're going this way.
Yes. Okay. That looks terrible, I have to say that. Okay. I think we need to go this way. Huh. All right. Oh, this has to come up. Oh, they even have the cutout, so I think now we need to pull it forward. You know, let's have the world's two shortest guy do this on a lifted truck. Right, Jose? That's fun. I like your high confidence, and I think we got it. No, we got it. I think we got it. Here. Let's see. Okay, I think we did get it. That looks pretty good. I like it. Okay, now I take that back when it was not sitting right. But I don't see a reason to anchor it. I just don't. So it's not getting anchored. Sorry, WeatherTech, we're not gonna follow your instructions. We're just gonna do it the cowboy way, which this truck is. This is the one thing we were debating about filming this video. Like, I wanted to go buy a cowboy hat and do the whole 9 yards because nothing screams cowboy truck more than this thing, but I think that'd be a little out of character. I am the furthest thing from a cowboy. Not that cool. Let's put the tonneau cover. And the only thing I'm debating about is, not debating about, but wondering. These came with the truck, these sliding rail thingies, and I think we will need them. Wonder if these conflict with the tonneau cover. Let's get the tonneau cover, and we'll one disaster at a time, I suppose. So the first step in installing the tonneau cover is removing these rails completely. So I guess we're gonna have to, or we're not gonna have to, remove these tie down straps, however you want to call them. Well, let's just take the rails, see what happens. See what happens. Come on, you can do this. There we go. Cool. Oh, how did this get dirty already? It's a brand new truck. Yep. Okay. Well, that was not too bad. Let's see what they have next for us here. Let's open this tonneau cover and see what gifts they got for us here. Things are expensive. I just have to say that. Is it always this expensive for trucks? Or just a cover? I guess it's a little bit more than just a cover. I was just kind of shocked with the prices, and I'm like, Toyota's asking too much for this. Let's go aftermarket or just explore at least something if there's better options. They were all expensive, so truck owners, I feel your pain. Just working in the service department back at the dealership, you just install these, not really think how much they cost. They're expensive. Okay. Hey, at least you pay a small fortune and there's a giant box with a lot of things. It's a weird feeling when you buy something expensive and you should get a little box. It's like, okay, a lot of this foam. I'm gonna make a giant mess here. Very good packaging. I think we are looking for a rail, which is this one. Yeah, here's that rail. I think. Aha, just found what we're looking for. The box of goodies. That's a little bit more goodies than I thought. There's actually a lot of goodies here. Let's see. So, I am following the instructions on this one because these usually, every other truck is different, but we're gonna see, because these foam blocks have to go in a certain spot. Looks like old hardware. And little funnels. Assuming these are water drains. Alright, well, let me figure out when this little foam thing goes, because before we have any problems. I guess it looks good. You are truck folks probably more than I am, because this is my first new truck that we're putting new cool things in. It's a big behemoth. Let me know if you think there's better options than this. Just curious. That would be fun to know. Well, we went to OEM because I figured, hey, at least for the same price, at least we're getting something that we know will hopefully fit. Let's find out. So here's how this is gonna go, I think. There are these hooks that have to hook up from the bottom, which is here. Am I doing this the right way? I don't know. Let's find out. Yeah, we are doing this the right way. Should be 5 hooks. This is a 5.5 bed. And this is what's going to mount where these went, the other rails, and then these rails will go here. So I think, very nervously think, I can still use my fancy little hooks. But again, we're going to find that out. So I got to do this on both rails. Only, I was thinking, does this go the other way? No, it only goes one way. This is the left rail. This is ready to go. Let's do the same on the other side. I wonder what this does. This looks very cool. I have no idea what this does. Folks, I am not into the whole truck world, and you know, I'm not like the cool boys that drive the trucks. I usually fix them when they break down, which it's not known to happen. Okay, I like that plan. Hopefully. We're gonna mount like so. All right, let's install these and hope for the best. So the first thing they said is to discard this clip, which is one of those 3 clips I really dislike. Okay, let's give this a quick wipe, although the minute I drive this, it's gonna get dirty again, but just... Okay, well, here goes nothing. I'll do one of them and see what happens with the rest. Oh, it's supposed to sit. Aha! That's how this is supposed to sit, on top. Okay, it's learning as we go. The owning a truck part. I really don't like this. This is supposed to be like that, Toyota? I hear the seal coming up. Okay. Guess we're just gonna have to rescue the seal. Okay. You know, on second thought, I am gonna leave this clip here because I feel like that's just an open hole. And it's really not gonna affect anybody. It's just gonna seal that hole. So I think I'm gonna do that. Now, we install the original rail, which that's not how it goes. It goes like this, I think. No, it does not. Huh, no. That's... See, I'm already confused. Here we go. Much better. Okay. So I guess my fancy hooks I was very proudly installing the day we got the truck. These are gonna be able to stay. Well, I probably shouldn't have said that until... No, I think they'll be okay. Because the tonneau cover sits on top. So I think we'll be okay. Okay, well, look at that. I have my cool tie downs. I guess somebody was thinking about this. Well, that's one side done. We're basically going to do exactly the same thing on the other side, and let's go see what else we got to do here. Now I have to put the drain. It goes right here. By the way, if you caught it in the video, I didn't put this rail was supposed to go all the way in. And then this I do know. There are drains in the bed at the very end, so water would drain out, hopefully. So you might want to clean those periodically if you don't want water collecting here, rotting your bed, especially if it doesn't have any kind of coating. So we're going to put this, hopefully it'll fit, which it does not. Of course, because this has the liner. Oh, there it goes. Yes. Let's set this down. Figure out what are we doing here. We need to go further forward. Okay. Let's just open this. So, yeah, peel your tape. Yeah, we need to go further back.
A little bit more. Right there.
I like your confidence, Jose. I think it's usually how the world
Should line up right here. See the holes?
Yes.
I think I'm good. No, I need to go a little further back. There we go.
Okay. Oh, there's an emergency release.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. Okay. So. Wow, do you look at that? I just want to get a first look. This looks horrible here. Is that seal going to crumple like this every time? I hope not. There is all kinds of machining debris on this thing. That's not good. I like how it looks. Actually, it looks pretty cool. Okay, well look at that. I mean, we're not done, but I'm just admiring how it looks. I like that, especially with the emergency release. Okay, I think. Did I just move it and we just lined it up? Yes, I did. That's okay. Let's get the bolts in. Let's install this little thing on the outside. Looks like a Velcro dealio. Oh, not a Velcro, like a strap. Something sits in it. Okay. Let's do the other side. We're good to go. Let's do the other side. Kind of don't like how these look. I'm assuming they serve a purpose. But we're gonna find out. And if you are a long-time truck owner, this is the time to laugh because this is my first truck and I guess real truck if you want to say that. And first tonneau cover we're installing. Usually when we get these back in the Dieter days, follow instructions, install them, and then wonder what all these gizmos do. Now we get to find out. Get you going. There it is. Okay, now that we got this, move on to the next part, which is the big bolts that hold this whole thing together. I guess we'll have to install these from the bottom. Put the other side and let's fold the tonneau cover back. See. Let's roll the tonneau cover back. Can install the rest. So I guess I made a small mistake. I was supposed to put these first. So Jose, I think I'm gonna need your help here because I don't want this thing to barrel down. Pull these bolts. I have to lift it up. Okay. Now I'll put the bolts through. Well, the other one.
Let's see what I'm doing.
You want me to move it? It has to go through that. There you go. Okay, I see where you're at. So the whole thing needs to move your way. There you go. All right, this is much more comfortable like this. There we go. Send it and hope for the best works. And my drain fell off. I feel like that drain is not long for the world.
Bolts aren't flush. There we go, now.
Now we're good?
Yep.
See? Send it and hope for the best work. Now we're going to put these safeties. I'm assuming they're hoping in case the bolts come loose for whatever reason, the tonneau cover won't go flying out and hit another car, which is scary, but it's nice to have some kind of a safety. I don't know how these will, how well these little pins will work at the weight of the whole tonneau cover, but it's something. I guess that's how they get themselves out of a lawsuit. So I think we're done with this one, I think. So now we have to install these 3 bumpers. So when you open this up and stand it, because now we finally figured out we are moving up in the world, folks. That's how it feels right now. Because neither myself nor Jose are into trucks and this stuff. So we are definitely moving up in the world right now, discovering how this whole thing works. So the idea is, I'm going to center this one. So when you open the tonneau cover to its maximum position, this wouldn't rest against the body. These bumpers would hold it. And they want us here to install the bumpers 40 millimeters from the edge. So that is 40 centimeters. I'll leave that right here. Peel the tape. This one's going to sit here. The other one, I'm going to measure it up. This one is going to sit right here. Okay, so here's the idea of this. You open the tonneau cover all the way up. This very nervously rests against the glass, which I was hoping it wouldn't do that, but it does. And then this rod that we were wondering about goes right here You bring this down and lock it. So now when you drive down the road, this wouldn't come down and slam down and come flying off. But then it completely wipes out your rear view. That's, I guess, is the compromise with tonneau covers, that you take a little bit out of your bed. But again, our use for this truck, I don't think we will ever fill this entire place up. And if we do, it's 4 bolts. We remove the tonneau cover if we really need to, but that's not going to be a common thing. With that, let's close this tonneau cover and see how it looks final. And these that I was wondering about, there's this tie strap here so you can strap it. So if you just need a little bit of height, that's pretty cool. I am impressed by this. It's the little things in life that impress you. I am very impressed by this. This is very cool. Okay, tonneau covering away. That is very cool. Before I forget my impact here, make sure we don't forget anything. No, very good. Let's use the handy dandy step here. That is pretty cool. Let's close it. I like that. The one thing we want to make sure, and I remember this from installing these in previous trucks, you want to make sure that they're square. It is, to a most point. I think it could move a little bit this way. I'll take care of it off camera. We're not going to bore you guys. I like this. I now I'm starting to admire that step a little bit more. Wouldn't mind if it was manual, same thing. Well, that's one task done. I really like how this looks. Don't like this giant gap, which I think I have to adjust it a little bit back. But this is looking good. So let's install the dash camera. And I really like this interior. This leather is, I think that's why I bought this truck. So the Toyota dash cam goes right here. And here's how that looks like. I really like how this thing looks like. It just looks proper. It looks like there's no wires exposed or anything. And I think that's the reason why I gravitated towards it. So this template comes with the instructions. They're not in the box, but you gotta kind of download them from the TIS website or ask your dealer. But you gotta line it up almost perfectly. Otherwise your installation will be kind of crooked. So I'm gonna get some tape, put the template. So this has a base where you can actually remove the camera and leave the base glued to the windshield. Obsess over this for a few seconds here. I've done these before. They're pretty simple. So basically, they give you a cutout. You align the Toyota Safety Sense, the camera, front recognition camera, cutout, and they give you a line for the blackout of the windshield. And then we will install the base plate. Now the base plate does sit like so, right here. It just has a double-sided tape, goes right here in this area, which I am looking at this, it just doesn't look like the right scale, so I'm going to make sure. Yeah, see, this goes behind the headliner like so. See, this is what I don't like about these sometimes, is that they don't give you the proper dimensions. There we go. That's much more like it. So yes, that is the correct spot for it. So we're going to use a little bit of alcohol here to clean the area where it's going to go, just in case there's any oils, whatnot. so this would stick well. That's good. I'm just gonna give it a test run without the tape. Right there. That's where we need it to go. Now we're gonna peel the tape. We're gonna hope for the best. Okay, that's installed. So now come the, I don't want to say the complicated part, but the part where you actually have to rip into the car a little bit. So these hooks come out. That's, by the way, all new Toyotas have these hooks come out. And then this little clip comes down. There we go. The reason for that is you have to pass the wire through into here. This is a new car. They're usually extremely tight. There we go. That noise you heard is my sunglasses here. Nothing broke. That's how these work. So now we have to find, here's that wire. Usually is one wire only. That's the nice thing about these. They're already pre-wired. You have a connector right here where it plugs into. That's the nice thing about it. So now, the reason you took this off so you can pull the headliner down a little bit and feed the wire through. There is an opening. Now that we got the wire through, hook this to the headliner. A little scary. Just gonna line up the tabs on the camera. Come on. That's it. Camera's on. I'm gonna move the cover over the lens. Big mistake to remove that cover before you actually install it, because then you're going to get fingerprints over it and they're kind of tough to clean. It's just a matter of they want you to install zip ties here. I will not do such a thing in my new car. Thank you very much, Toyota, but we'll hard pass on your zip ties. Let me remove my sunglasses so they're not rattling around. Come. Again, these cars are made for assembly, not disassembly. Disassembly is always not fun. So this goes back. And then last but not least, all right, I like that. This is very simple, just doesn't really protrude too much on your field of view, but let's see if it actually works. It works. That's good. Cool. Well, that's installed. I like that. So it has an action button. I guess it starts recording. So, and then you can mute the microphone. You can connect it to Wi-Fi, which I'm assuming the Wi-Fi on the car. So here's the footage out of that camera, and it shuts off on its own when you're done. That is pretty cool. I like it. You know, you don't have to splice into wires and everything. It's hardwired. The quality of the camera is okay. There are better cameras out there, but I think the cool thing is, and the reason it's expensive is, it is an OEM camera. So you connect there and we're done. The only thing that makes these cars that are equipped with these cameras cool is that you can actually use that same wiring for the camera. That's the cool thing about it. So this is my latest car in the fleet. And for those who are not familiar with what the fleet is, it's not really a fleet, it's a few cars that I own and cherish and probably love too much. This is my daily driver. I also own a 23 Lexus GX, that is Mrs. Car Care Nuts. And then I own the 600,000 mile LS430, and I have another LS430, and then there's one more car. I'm going to talk about that car that's been hidden from you guys. That's going to be a project on the channel once the LS430 is wrapped up. Folks, I really like this truck, not because I own one. I mean, I like it before I even bought it, because the previous one, and I considered buying a 21. Actually, I came across a 21 TRD Pro that had the right color, had the right options, and I was like, this could work. But I actually wanted a smooth driving truck. That was one concern with the previous Tundra that a lot of folks have actually talked about. I mean, you go drive any of the big three trucks, they are so smooth to drive every day. Yes, it's a truck, it's gonna rattle, it's gonna make noise, it's gonna be bouncy a little bit, but the Tundra was a bit much because of the leaf spring. And after a long day of work, and I work long hours almost every single day, you want to get in a place that actually works. I want one vehicle to do everything what I needed to do. I needed to be able to tow, carry stuff in the back, but at the same time be a nice, comfortable place to drive in. I just wish this was a little bit quieter, windows wise, but it's not, but that was the compromise. So one of my favorite things about this is the interior. I think that's the number one thing. Then there is some space, and believe it or not, the engine. I love the V8. I actually own a V8 in the GX. I like this engine. I hope they figure out the issues with these, because they're onto something here. This engine, you rarely have to rub it over 2,000 RPM to get this giant behemoth going. And that's what I like about it. I think they're onto something. And folks, one thing I will tell you, in case you own one and you're watching this, this truck right now has right around 380 miles. We haven't put a lot of miles on it yet, but once it gets to 500, I'm gonna do a brake and oil change. I know it's a little early, but I am onto something here. I'm gonna actually send the oil for oil analysis. I wanna establish a theme, because if we're gonna have any issues with this motor, I wanna grab it early, not wait for it to send metal everywhere. Because if we grab it early, if we're gonna have to put a short block here, we just put a short block and that's it. I don't need to do everything else. And I wanna start monitoring, and it's also kind of a study on my side to see where are we at with this, and some of the theories we talked about in the previous video where we talked about the engine, are they true? It's kind of a behind the scenes investigation to see what's going on. So I'm gonna do a brake and oil change at 500. I'm gonna do another one at 1,000. We're gonna do kind of oil analysis on both. And then I've decided, because this is a turbo engine, there's two of them actually, and because of everything, call me old school, call me I don't know what's going on. My truck, I can do whatever I want with it. 3,000 mile oil changes I'm gonna do on this one, because I don't even think, we don't put a lot of miles on our cars, but we use them properly. It's probably gonna end up being the 3-month mark. Just gonna change the oil every 3 months. I own a shop, I have a lift. Takes me no more than 10 minutes to change the oil here without even breaking a sweat. Oil's sitting there, just gonna change it. Oil's cheap. Everything else can get expensive, so I'm gonna experiment with this. So we kind of enter the era of turbo engines with you guys, not just me sitting in my 23-year-old 600,000 mile Lexus, which is with a Hall of Famer engine, and tell you you got to do this. No, I own one of these, and I own a turbo car now, although I own another turbo car. Oops, I just gave you a sneak peek. This is a daily driver turbo car that is modern. We want to explore the limits. So when we come up with a recommendation, it is a recommendation that I do on my own personal cars that I recommend to you And that's how this goes. Plus, we can't just be stuck in the past. We have to move on with times, and there's nowhere better to know that where the new heading of Toyota with these engines and the turbos than to own one and live with it every day, and then give you guys the feedback on that, and of course working in the shop on them every day, and that's everything that you guys know already. Folks, thank you so much for joining us in this video and celebrating with me my latest acquisition. I'm really happy with it. I'm proud of it. I hope it serves us for many years to come and not give us a hard time. That's what we're hoping. Shake hands, and you gotta feel like this paint one day I'm gonna just take this out and get it painted properly. It just looks horrible. Folks, I don't know if this video is helpful, informative, but I hope you share my joy with the new truck. This is actually my first full-size truck purchase, and new, so I'm really proud of that moment. I think this is something we check off on the bucket list here. I hope this video is helpful, informative, somewhat. I hope you learned something new. If you like it, consider giving it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing to the channel. Check out some of my other videos. Until the next video, folks, may the Lord bless you and keep you, and you have yourself a wonderful day.